Now I need to get started cleaning.
The journey of how you
Start the thing.
something.
I went on a little bit of a tangent by deleting my entire music library. Probably need some sun exposure. I'm making all these things just for nobody to see them, but this is the uphill climb of trying to become a content creator. Again, feeling like I'm so behind on everything. Wow, your music portfolio exists. Crazy. And filing for a new LLC is $125 plus a $7 fee each year. I don't know if switching to a microphone made the fireworks louder or less loud. Hello. Welcome to episode 3 of the, what am I calling this? Soft Hustle series, wherein I take 3 months to hopefully replace my full-time income with side hustles and online income streams. Basically be able to call myself self-employed. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Sat. I am 25 years old. I've been unemployed for more than a year now. And since then, I've realized that maybe going back to a traditional 9-to-5 isn't for me, or at least it's worth the attempt to try and make the most out of something else. And yeah, this is episode 3, which means we are at the halfway point because I release new episodes of this every 2 weeks. And that means we are halfway through month 2. And to be quite honest, not much has happened. And there's not going to be much going on in this episode either. And so I am a little bit worried about, 1, the speed at which I'm getting everything done, because it's looking a little bit rough right now, and 2, honestly, kind of how boring this series might be. But that's okay. We're going to push through. I committed myself to doing this and making this happen. Making these videos is mainly just to document this process and to keep me in check and to give me accountability that I kind of have to report to someone, because otherwise I would just procrastinate and do nothing at all. So yeah, in this episode, I think I'll be sharing a couple of sprints. So in the last episode, I realized that I actually work way better under pressure. I did a 6-7 hour sprint right at the very end and got way more work done in such a short period of time than I had the past couple of months, weeks of this process. And so I've decided that that might be my new working method, schedule, design, I don't know. So over the past couple of weeks, I tried to do that. I will warn you, a lot of it is just me editing videos. So that's the intro to this video. Let's get on with it. I don't know. Okay, so I was about to just get on with week 5. Wow, it's week 5 already. And just start working on random stuff because I got really hyped yesterday and kind of made a lot of progress on my supposed digital product. But I'm probably actually going to do more errands and a cleaning montage. So what we're dealing with right now is that I've got a ton of laundry that has been piling up over the past couple of weeks. For the past couple of weekends, we've been kind of sort of traveling, visiting home and stuff. So a ton of my stuff is not unpacked. There's dirty laundry in bags still here. And my closet is a mess. There's some clothes hanging out outside of the closet. The clothes inside the closet are not at all organized anymore. And so, yeah. I've also got my weekly tracking notes, so can't believe we're on week 5 already. But actually, yeah, we've already made $70 this week. I taught a couple of private lessons yesterday, so I think I actually just need to tackle cleaning my room for a bit today. That might be it for today. My brother is here visiting us, and I think my siblings want to watch the new Netflix movie, the K-pop Demon Hunters. So, yeah. So I got my closet more or less organized, but I did not yet do laundry just because I am about to hop on a call with my friend back home in the Philippines for our print-on-demand store kind of bi-weekly meeting. I don't really know what we're going to talk about today. I think we might be maybe working on some designs and just actually fleshing out our next steps to really get good stuff. So yeah, that's probably gonna be all I'm gonna get done for the rest of today, and then leave it at that. Make the product available for people to purchase. So maybe we need to get a lot more like intentional on that part of being like, yeah. But I haven't, like, I'm not quite too sure how I want like the strategy behind that to look. You know, like I don't know if we have anyone to model this after. You know what I mean?
And I don't know if that's for lack of like interest in like maybe the target and like that process.
Or just no one has done it yet.
Yeah. Because it seems kind of impossible that nobody has done it.
Right? I feel like usually they aren't from start, like it's mostly from where they are now, which is they've already been selling, and then they're like sharing details about how to start. But like I feel like a lot of the brands, like a lot of the small businesses will show like their product development. Last week, or in the last episode, I ended up trying out a kind of 6-hour sprint to do as much as I can within just a couple of hours. And honestly, that worked out pretty well. Like, I feel like that was the most productive I've been in like the past, not just month, like 2 or 3 months. So I think I'm gonna lean into that approach and start blocking out my productivity and like doing as much as I can within like these longer several hour blocks. I am also using or following the approach to get myself to start doing a thing just for like 15-30 minutes. And if I get into a flow, keep going with it. And I usually do. Today, the main block of work that I need to get done is a bunch of video editing. So specifically, I need to edit last week's video, so episode 2. And I also need to edit some short form content and my UGC portfolio. So the mock-ups that I filmed in the last episode, I will be editing today so that I can put a portfolio together and get that stuff done. And I think moving forward, I'm going to be adjusting my schedule, my work schedule, to basically give myself at least 2 deep work days a week, because originally I had like set up my calendar to kind of like 1 to 2 4-hour blocks of deep work on most days. But I'm realizing now that I am very, like, I can't really get a lot of stuff done if I know I'm going somewhere. That's probably the ADHD speaking, but it's if I have an appointment at like 3 p.m., I can't really do much until then, because I know I need to like leave an hour beforehand to make it there. But then I need to like be ready to leave and be getting ready and doing this and doing that. And like it's a whole thing. And then that just like distracts me from like doing anything productive before I have to go out. And so because I have like recurring things every week that involve me leaving the house, like my dance related stuff, it's just been really hard to actually feel productive on those days. So I'm just going to let those days be dance days and like do light admin work or like stuff that I can do at a cafe, or just like smaller, lighter tasks on those days, and then dedicate all of the big, heavy stuff to the full days of the week where I know I'll basically just be home all day and be working from home. I think that's the approach I'm going to take now, and hopefully that will get me doing more stuff. So today is a big video editing day. That's just probably all I'm going to be able to do. And we'll see what we get done. I just spent the last 2 hours working on editing episode 2 of the series, but in reality I actually didn't get that much done. I mostly was just preparing all of the media and putting them in the right places, and then I went on a little bit of a tangent by deleting my entire music library, like my background music library, and re-picked a bunch of songs from the YouTube audio library to just refresh my music that I can use for video edits. So I spent most of those past 2 hours doing that, and then kind of putting together the intro for the video. But then I caught myself getting a little too deep into looking into how to like animate text, and in the process of doing that, I think my editor kind of crashed, so I'm restarting my computer right now. So I'm going to take that as a sign to pivot to a different task. And so now I'm going to start working on some of the short form videos, just because I think I need to switch up what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm going to lose a lot of time getting too deep into something that is not important, you know? Like zone in a little too much on things that don't really matter. I'm letting my computer restart. I should probably take a little walk. Maybe I'll go outside for a little bit, like a 5-minute walk, just to like reset my brain. Maybe I'll take the camera along with me to take videos outside. I need something interesting to do, and I probably need some sun exposure today. So taking like 2 hours-ish to edit one short form video. I was really hoping I could nail this down in a much shorter time frame so that I can get more of them done. But yeah, basically when I started filming, I felt like I didn't have enough B-roll that like fit the vibe of the short, so it became a much higher effort production than I intended. This is really confirming the decision that I need to change my strategy, because I cannot be spending this much time on this kind of content when I'm trying to do so many things at the same time. Yet again, just another lesson learned. I'm making all these things just for nobody to see them, but this is the uphill climb of trying to become a content creator from scratch. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay! Okay, so it has taken me 2 hours to edit a single short form video, yet again, which I really thought it wouldn't take this time, but I apparently didn't have enough B-roll, and so I ended up needing to film some additional B-roll to put in with this reel. Because I just spent 2 hours doing this one reel, I'm gonna pivot again. Now I'm gonna switch over to editing some of the UGC videos. I'm hoping those should be much faster, because I'm pretty sure I have enough B-roll filmed already for those things, and I just need to slap it all together and get it done with. And I'm also not going to be doing any like audio transcription for that one, so I'm really hoping that that will be much faster. We're going to try our best to do it as quickly as I can and see how many of those I can get done within. I'm going to save the next 2 hours again. Yeah, after that, we'll see how many UGC videos I can get done, and then we'll circle back to the main long form video that I'm editing today. Okay, so it's been taking me an average of about 40 minutes to do the basic edits for each of the UGC videos. So far I've edited 2 out of the 4 UGC mockups that I had pre-filmed, but that's just the basic like audio cutting and video cutting. There are no sound effects, no music or anything like that, no text or like visual effects. I think I'm gonna take a quick dinner break and then maybe come back to the last 2. We're getting somewhere. Hopefully I'll have an actual portfolio built up soon and I can start pitching to brands and I can actually make progress on something. Before I leave for tomorrow, I have a lot of stuff that I need to get done, such as finishing editing episode 2, which I need to be posting this weekend. And then I also need to do laundry. I need to maybe clean my bathroom before I leave. And then I need to pack for the weekend. Other than that, I have a few other things that are like related to my monthly goals that I wanted to get done this week. Like I wanted to prepare everything I need for filing for an LLC, hopefully in order to get that done next week. I wanted to figure out what like the next steps for the product print-on-demand store that I'm building with my best friend are, but I can also put that off until next week, hopefully. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel like there's more things that I'm forgetting. There definitely probably are, but the main really big goal for today is to finish editing episode 2, because that needs to go out. And I know you're watching this in episode 3, but if you can't tell, I need to edit a video after I film it. And so apart from just editing the video, I also have to make a thumbnail and get that post written out, like with a description and everything, and posted and scheduled on my channel. So that's the main thing. But I also have like a ton of laundry and I would like to get through all of it. I'm going to estimate that it's maybe at least 2, 3, maybe 4 batches. And so what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to start a load, get some work done, and then like set some timers up for that so that I remember to go and check on them, and then move them into the dryer, start a second load, and yada yada yada. And that'll be kind of like my Pomodoro timer for today. I think that's the plan, and I'll take you along for that. Okay, first load of laundry is in the washer. I have about 53 minutes, and so I'm gonna edit a video while that's happening and then check back in after about an hour. This is getting really meta. I'm editing a video about me editing a video. You're watching episode 3 of me editing episode 2, wherein I'm editing episode 1. What is going on here? I've just spent 4 hours editing episode 2, and it was just the base cut editing. Like literally, I was just watching through footage, cutting out my breathing, my gaps, my ums, and then just like cutting it up into the actual content where I'm saying something. And I apparently say a lot because right now I'm sitting on an hour and 20 minutes worth of footage. So this is just the base cut. I'm nowhere close to finishing editing this video, and I have to finish this video today. I don't know if it's because of the way that I filmed it, but anyway, I know there's a lot of stuff that needs to be cut and there's a lot of redundant things in this video, so I just have to pick and choose which things are about to get cut. I've done successfully 2 loads of laundry. I think the 3rd load has just finished drying, so I'm gonna go grab that, fold that up. But okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from video editing, and I'm gonna move on to doing something else because my brain is tired now. So you know what? I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna take like a 10, 15, maybe 20-minute walk just because I should probably step outside. Just doing the edit for episode 2 and rewatching all of the things that I talked about in that video has again put me into like a weird frozen mode right now of again feeling like I'm so behind on everything. And it's like technically the end of week 5 because I'm not gonna get any more work done this following weekend. So like my schedule is just I'm gonna go put some more sunscreen on and then we can go for a quick little walk, and then after I deal with that load of laundry. So I actually just ended up going to the grocery store on my little walk, and then I ended up just taking a dinner break. It's now almost 7 p.m. and all I've really done today for today's sprint was partially edit a video. Specifically episode 2 of this series. So I'm not done editing it yet, and that is my top priority. I guess I have to keep going. Another load of laundry is finished. Here you go. I folded it, it's just now on my bed. I'll put everything away later just because some of the clothes that I just washed are things that I need to pack for this weekend anyways. So I'll continue on with my editing. If I need to take a break later on, I'll probably use the break to start packing for the weekend, and then hopefully I can get this done soon. Rah, guess what time it is? It's midnight, and I only just finished, sort of finished, not quite done, but finished editing episode 2, which means that was a total of 3, 6, oh my god, 9 hours of editing all just today. Well, at least I did laundry. I don't know. But the issue is, the reason why this took so long to edit is because it's such a long video. I had way too much footage, apparently, and I originally was working with an hour and 20-some minutes of footage. I cut it down. It is now 47 minutes long, but I'm now debating if I want to split the video up into 2 parts or not. So I'm asking my content creator friends on their opinions. I don't really have a choice. Maybe I do just have to render it in one big piece. Yeah, well, because I'm not bringing my video editing laptop this weekend. Unless I should bring this one just in case I need to render. We'll see. Okay, anyway, I'm stressed. My sprint for today was barely a sprint. It was a video editing day, and video editing just can't be, sped up like that. But okay, which means I have to put away my laundry and pack for tomorrow and be up by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it's already midnight, which means I'm not getting 8 hours of sleep, which means this weekend is gonna be interesting. Yay! But I finished the video, sort of. Okay, so I'm just gonna speed run through the rest of what I have to do tonight, and I will not be filming the rest of it anymore. So that's where we are for this week, and I guess I will see you next week for week 6 and the second part of episode 3. Good night. Good night. Hello. Okay, so I actually have no idea where I left off. It's probably been about a week since I last filmed a check-in, and I didn't really have much of a plan for how I wanted this episode to go. I never really do for any of these episodes, and I just kind of film what I can and go from there. So right now I'm actually in the process of transferring all of the files that I did film from last week to kind of see where we're at. But yet again, it's been another week of being extremely unproductive. So right now we are at the end of week 6 of this 3-month challenge, or the end of episode 3. Had another week of pretty much doing close to nothing. So today being the last day, as we've established in the last episode, I'm going to try and sprint through as many things as I can. Thankfully, yesterday I finished the vlog video that I'm going to be putting out this week. So at least I don't have to worry about that, because what I found is if one of my sprint tasks involves editing a video, that will consume my whole entire day. So I at least got the big chunk of video editing out of the way. I made a thumbnail, I've uploaded that video, and now I just have to schedule that to post this weekend. And so I get to do a whole bunch of other different tasks. So on my slate for today is a lot of almost admin work. So I want to set up a couple of new social media accounts for the storefront. I want to get all of the articles and documents and paperwork and information that I need in order to file for my LLC. Yeah, I know other people may not feel this way, but I feel the need to have some degree of legitimacy before I start doing anything. Like, I am so scared of collecting like my first dollar, my first payment for any like product or thing I sell if I don't have the legal entity required to do that. And I'm sure maybe someone who's a lawyer might say that's probably the right way to go about it. But like a lot of the entrepreneurs and, go-getters on the internet say just do it, just earn that first dollar, earn that proof of concept, and then figure out the technical stuff later. It's a little bit hard to convince myself to go that route. So this is the way that we're going to go about it. Also, yesterday I was able to post a couple of short form videos that I did not overthink, which felt good to put out there just as a practice exercise. And so I'm probably going to get myself to do that again. I definitely need to finish my UGC portfolio. So basically I'm going to export the videos that I have. I think one of the 4 mock-up videos I made requires a little bit of extra editing because it just like doesn't really make sense otherwise, but the other ones are pretty simple because I wanted to keep it like relatively clean, low effort editing, and then, revisit them in the future if I wanted to add like any more fancy stuff. I do have the videos, which means that is enough to put me at a place where I can set up a page, like a portfolio page. And I'm probably going to start with like a free Canva website for now, just because I have Canva Pro and I'm about to start paying for that. But I will probably transfer that into my self-hosted website sometime soon in the next couple of weeks. We need the minimum viable product, and I want a portfolio to exist so that I can start pitching to brands. Then I should be able to set up some accounts with a couple of different UGC sites that connects you with different companies and brands. I'll also start building out my CRM database to keep track of companies that I'm going to be reaching out to, and then I'm going to start cold pitching, I think. But yeah, that's the plan for today. Today's going to be another sprint day. It is currently 1 p.m.-ish. I don't really have anywhere to be tonight. It is 4th of July, so the fireworks will probably start kicking in at some point, and I will circle back later, I guess. Currently rendering all of the UGC mockup videos that I have. Just these 4. And then we'll put them together into a portfolio. Hello, it is now 5:30 p.m. and I think I have a UGC portfolio now. More or less, kinda sorta. It's a little bit text heavy and not so much content forward, but I think that's fine for a first revision. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to make this live and then save that link somewhere, and then now I have something I can use to pitch and send out things. Wow, UGC portfolio exists. Crazy. Haha. Okay, well, now that I've spent an awful lot of time doing that, I'm gonna move on to different task. Let me think about what I want to do next first though. So I'm just gonna wrap this guy up and then yay. Okay, so I started looking into what preparations I needed to make in order to file for my LLC. And I originally was planning on just forming one parent LLC and filing for different DBAs or like doing business as names or fictitious names underneath that one LLC for the different things that I'm going to be doing. But it turns out to file for a fictitious name, it's $70. And filing for a new LLC is $125 plus a $7 fee each year, which is only a concern specifically for the print-on-demand store, which is going to be like a shared custody company between me and my friend that will be operating differently from the rest of all of the things that I'm working on. So I'm wondering if I should just commit to making that its own LLC and separate from the other stuff, because it's going to be its own thing. But I don't quite know how I feel about having two different LLCs immediately from the get-go and having to pay all of the extra costs that come with that, as opposed to operating under one company, which is probably going to be starter steps. Well, I'm going to keep looking into this for a little bit. Okay, real quick, I'm bringing you all in a little bit closer just because I wanted to have a little bit of chat, a little bit of a real talk. I've been reflecting and feeling a certain type of way about how I've been producing the series and what even the point of all of this is, just because I feel like I'm not a very good storyteller as a whole. And so, I'm not really like strategizing or thinking too hard about how I'm making these episodes. One, because I don't even want to give myself a chance to overthink anything and be all dramatic about anything. Also, because I know I have such a small viewership right now that it really isn't that big of a deal. Like, not that many people are seeing these videos. I'm not at the point in my quote unquote content creation journey where I have to really worry about like all of those strategizing things. I know they say that you should, and you should pretend like you're already a big creator if you want this to become your full-time job and whatnot. And I haven't quite decided on that yet, if I want content creation to be my full thing or if I want any of the other stuff to be my full thing. And content creation is just like a side quest. Right? But yeah, so I feel like I'm still working on and trying to find my flow as a storyteller, as a creator, as a editor, writer, all of these things, right? So I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that I'm sorry if the series is kind of boring and there isn't much happening and it's a little bit like, blah. But, and I don't know who I'm really apologizing to. It's probably more to myself than anything else, because there's a part of me that really does want to like try super duper hard and make everything like the best way it can be and yada, yada, yada. But also I know myself enough that if I even allow myself to entertain that thought, then I will get lost in the sauce and get way too deep into it and get stuck only doing this thing and not make progress anywhere else. Which is why I kind of formatted it in the way that it does. I'm not really sure how this is going to set up like the future of this channel, if there even is one. I don't really know if like the side hustles and making money online and income streams and finances, personal finances, stuff like that is necessarily going to be a big major topic on this channel. And like, I think those things are super important to show and share with the world, because I really, really value transparency. I find that you don't always get like the full story from people, and people aren't always sharing like the actual details or like the negatives and the struggles that they went through before they found success, which is, I guess, kind of what I intended to do here with this series and with this channel. But at the same time, I would also just love to be a little like comfort creator, making vlogs, making slices of life. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess if you're here for the ride, I just wanted to say thank you so much. And I know a lot of the people who are watching are probably just my friends who have sent my channel to, and I appreciate all of you. But if you found me through this channel and have decided that you wanted to stick around, I am so very thankful for that, because I can't pick a niche and I have too many things that I want to do, and this is just the story of my life. But if somehow something that I do, something that I say, something about me resonates with you, that's just really exciting. And I really do just want to be a part of like a larger community. I just wanted to give a little bit of a glimpse on like some background thoughts, background feelings, and I feel like I've been yapping for too much. Okay, well, I'll leave it at that then. So I took a little quick stroll outside, but day isn't over yet, which means I could still squeeze in more stuff in this sprint, in this episode, possibly. So I'm gonna put a pause in the LLC investigation nonsense. And then I am going to figure out how to templatize my Airtable database so that I can package it as a digital product. Then I'm also going to figure out where I want to host my digital products so that once I file for my LLC on Monday, and that'll take like the following week to approve, I can already get my digital store set up and have that being made at the same time. And then so by the week after next, I will have a fully live functioning store that is ready to see customers and sell things. Whether I'll get a sale, unlikely, probably not, but that's okay. The important thing is that it'll exist. And then yeah, okay. Add that to the list of achievements that I've gotten in for week 6. As you can probably tell with the lighting, it is much later in the night now. It's 15 minutes till midnight, but I wanted to give myself a final check-in for this episode. I just spent the last couple of hours researching into a whole bunch of different tools and platforms and making comparisons on like prices and monthly costs on like which email provider, website provider, and all of those things I should go with. Yeah, just basically narrowing down like what I actually need and which of these services are going to be covered by which platforms and where I can get the most bang for my buck, basically. And so just trying to figure out what that setup might look like so that I can simply take action and not be paralyzed by having to make decisions when I start doing that. I think that was pretty helpful. It's still a little bit chaotic and complicated, but I think I've kind of set my mind on how I want to set it up. My rough totals right now are looking like I'm going to be seeing about $100 and something as like monthly business expenses, which equates to over $1,000 in like annual expenses, which quite frankly I'm not sure I can fully shell out right now. So I might have to pick and choose some things that I'll do like the upfront for the year costs, and then some things I might just bite the bullet of paying a little bit more for the monthly option right now, at least for the next couple of months. And then if I start seeing income and this is feeling stable enough, then I'll just switch over to a monthly subscription. To a yearly subscription, and then save back a couple of bucks there. I don't know, we'll see. This is tough. This is kind of really the meat and potatoes of the series that I actually wanted to be getting into. I can't believe it just took me so long to get to this point. But yeah, like actually sharing with you all how much it's gonna cost to start all of these things. And so that's gonna be something to look forward to in the next episode. Hopefully I'll be starting off with all of these things and giving you actual numbers of what I am about to be spending on. And then we can go from there, and hopefully we'll see some actual progress. I don't know if switching to a microphone made the fireworks louder or less loud. So I guess I'm going to leave it on a little bit of a teaser, and that if you want to know the exact dollar amount that it's going to cost to start up these stores and shops and platforms that I'm making, you have to tune in for the next episode. So I'm going to end here. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but if you've made it all the way to the end, you're the best. I truly, truly appreciate you. I hope you have a great day, a great week, a great life, and I will see you all in the next one.